What's up, guys? Dan Henry here. Excuse me. Still getting over a cough. So there's a one question you may be asking yourself at this point, and it's the most common question I get from people that are brand new to this, and that is, what do all the buttons do, right? What do all the buttons do? So here's the thing. 90%, and I want you to be 100% on this, 90% of the buttons that you're going to see in this dashboard, you don't need to use. You don't even need to know what they do, to be quite honest with you. If you're running Facebook ads for iPhone app downloads and e-commerce websites with hundreds of products and webinars and coaches and fancy, live freaking streams and all this crazy stuff, then yeah, you're going to need to know probably what most of the buttons do. But if you're running ads for a gym, a chiropractor, a local restaurant, any local business, pretty much any business that gets people on the phone to make a sale or make an appointment, which is what we do, then you really don't need to know but 10% of the buttons. So with that said, I'm going to show you everything you need to know here in terms of introducing you to what the different things do, and try not to get distracted by learning what all this other stuff does and what it means. Just focus on the basics and you will be fine, and that way you will avoid extreme overwhelm. So first, let's quickly talk about these three tabs right here. So this tab over here, which is your account overview, you'll probably never be in this tab right here. It just shows you like the account wide metrics, which, I mean, you're not going to need that. Just trust me. So in the campaign view, all your campaigns will be listed here. Okay. I'll show you in another video, like some existing ads that already are here, what that looks like. And then here is your ad set level. Now your ad set level means basically it's like a folder inside your campaign that contains your ad, which your ad is right here. Now what makes these two things unique is that the advertisement is the actual advertisement you would see on Facebook, the actual ad. The ad set is where it's housed, where you can select who you show the ad to. So if you want to show the ad to only men, you'd make one ad set targeting men, and then you could make another targeting women. So this is where you choose who you show your ad to, who you target on Facebook, and then your campaign is pretty much just an overall folder for that campaign, and also allows you to choose the main objective of the campaign. So with that said, let's go ahead and click this create button right here, and I will walk you through some of the basics. So really quickly, you'll notice that there's a button here that says switch to quick creation. Once you are very, and keep in mind, this is like riding a bike. Like, you got to learn at first. You're going to fall a couple times. You're going to scrape your knee. But let me tell you this. If you go to a normal 9-to-5 job, you get a new job, you work for a new boss, you're going to have to learn new skills, and you're going to get paid 10, 15, 20 bucks an hour to do that, and you're going to work for somebody else. This right here is a skill that you're going to learn, and it's going to be a little bit, you're going to have to learn it. It's learning a new skill. But this is a skill that will prevent you from ever having to work for a boss again, and be just freedom. I mean, just absolute freedom. And so that's worth taking a little bit of time to make sure you understand it, and even getting frustrated a few times, not knowing, oh, what does this do? What does this mean? That's going to happen a little bit at the beginning. Don't worry, that's normal. I had that same exact issue when I first started, and I've spent hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars on Facebook ads. So with that said, when you do get used to everything here, you want to click this button, switch to quick creation, and that'll give you this page right here. And once you know what to do, you'll create ads this way, because you'll be like ready to go, and you'll know what everything means, and you won't need all the hand holding. And the hand holding is this: switch to guided creation. Guided creation is like the hand holding version. So I'm actually going to teach you the hand holding version, because once you know that, this will be easy to you. So let's go ahead and get started. So right here, it's going to ask you this question: what is your marketing objective? And there are several objectives here, and Facebook sometimes adds new ones as well. I'm not going to go through each one because some of these you don't need. For instance, app installed. We're not running ads for installing iPhone and Android apps and games. Like, that's not what we do. So I'm not even going to cover this because it's just a waste of time to even cover it. Also, store visits and catalog sales. That's for e-commerce. I highly recommend against e-commerce clients. I think you should stick to local businesses. So we're not going to cover that. Again, the point of 30 Day Agency is to make an agency that's profitable for you and easy for you. And taking on app clients and e-commerce clients, that's not my recommendation. So what we're going to focus on is traffic and conversions, which these are very similar in terms of like why you would run the campaign. But these two right here. And then we're going to focus on lead generation and messages, okay? So just to give you a quick view, if we run ads and send them to our little two-page micro two-step funnel, that's going to be either traffic or conversions. And what traffic does is, and if you take your mouse and you put it on the little eye, it'll say send more people to a destination on or off Facebook, such as a website, app, or messenger conversation. Conversions is drive valuable actions to your website. Now, you probably don't know what either of those mean, so I'll explain it to you. This right here means that Facebook is going to optimize your advertisement for people to click on the button and go to a website. Okay? Everything it does is for that purpose and that purpose only. If you switch to conversions, what you would do is you'd create a custom conversion. What that means is, let's say somebody goes to domain.com/sign up. They enter their name, their email, and when they go through, they hit domain.com/thank you. We would create a special little code. We'd install a little code on that website, and then we'd create what's called a custom conversion that basically says, anytime someone visits domain.com/thank you, meaning they visited the thank you page, it fires off this custom conversion and tells Facebook, hey, someone has signed up, because they've hit the thank you page, so they must have given you their name and email. So if we're running ads to a funnel, we would need to do one of these two things. Conversions optimizes for people likely to actually not just click, but click through and sign up. So ultimately, this is what you want to do. Some people run traffic in the beginning because Facebook works on data. So conversions don't work well unless you throw some traffic first. Thankfully, we used to have to create a traffic campaign to warm up the ad and then switch to conversions. Thankfully now, when you do a conversion campaign, Facebook automatically does that, and it will temporarily, you'll choose an option where it'll temporarily run just traffic, and then it'll switch to conversion when it needs to. So that's what those two things do. Next is messages. So messages is where it literally, the objective is just to get someone to click to send the page a message. So if I have a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym and I say, hey, do you have questions about our program? Click here to send us a message. The objective is them to message our page so that our client or the BJJ gym owner can simply respond to that message and get people to come in and take a free class or whatever. And then finally, there's lead generation. And lead generation is similar to the objective where we have people enter their name and email and do a thank you page. Only with lead generation, we don't actually have to create a micro website. Facebook does it for us, and it actually hosts that two-page website on Facebook, and it converts really well because people don't have to leave Facebook to enter their name and email. So really quickly, I'll go through, I'll just go through some of the basics here on each one. The ad set and the ad level are almost identical for traffic, conversions, and messages. and lead generation. There's just an extra step here for lead generation. So let's go one at a time. So let's just say we do traffic, right? So what I do is I select landing page views because that way it optimizes for the proper landing page views. I'll show you in a different walkthrough how to do the custom conversions. We'll leave that for a different video because that's a little bit more setup, but we'll stick with this for now. So I'll click this button. If it's your first time running an ad, it'll ask like what your country and all that and your time zone is. Just put it in and hit continue. So now we get to our ad set level. Now it'll say create up here at the top. Don't get distracted by this. It'll say create multiple new ad sets. We're going to create one ad set and then we're going to duplicate our ad sets and change the targeting. So don't worry about this because sometimes this could confuse people. So first we need to decide who we're going to target. So let's just say, I'm just going to show you again what the buttons do. I'm going to name this ad set something descriptive so I know what it is. So let's say I want to target people that are male 25 to 35 that are parents and live in Tampa. I'll call this male 25 to 35 parents Tampa. You can call it whatever you want, but this kind of just lets you identify it. And I'll show you another cool trick here in a minute on how you can identify it even easier. So if we go down here, again, I'm going to ignore the things that you don't need to know. Just focus on what you need to know. Ignore custom audiences. We're not going to be really using that for local business, so just ignore that. So where it says locations, we want to type in here Tampa because that's where we're targeting, right? So we can type in Tampa. And now we target, now our ad will only be showed to people who live in Tampa plus 25 miles. But I only want to target Tampa, so I'm going to click current city only. You can actually toggle, you know, like how big of a spread you want to go. But I'm going to target current city only, which is Tampa. Because Tampa's pretty big, right? People aren't going to drive 25 miles to go to the gym. So as you can see up here, it says our potential reach is 1 million people. That's a lot. You'll notice as we start selecting different variables, that will drop. So for instance, what we're going to do is we're going to select, we're going to go here, we're going to select 25. This is the age, 25 to 35. And we'll select male. And as you can see, it brought it down to 150,000 people. And that's normal, so don't freak out if you see that. I'm also going to target English, all. If you're doing a Spanish ad, you would target Spanish, obviously, because you only want people that speak English to see your English speaking ad and vice versa. Now this is where most of your work is going to be in the targeting area. It says detailed targeting. This is where we choose things like demographics, interests, things like that. So for instance, I'm going to type in parents, and you'll notice it gets really detailed. Like you can go down to moms, stay-at-home moms, moms, soccer moms, parents with teenagers, 13 to 18, parents with preteens. Don't ask me how Facebook knows this. I really, they just have some crazy AI machine somewhere that scans the world and figures out how to put an ad in front of, moms that live in big cities or moms that like trendy things. I mean, it's pretty insane. But I'm just going to choose parents, okay? And then I can also choose married. You can add in more. So we'll just say married. Yeah. And then you can also narrow. So let's say I want to target people that are parents and married, but I don't want to target people that like Weight Watchers, right? Let's say I'm for whatever reason, right? So we can hit exclude, and it'll say exclude people who match at least one of the following. So I can type in Weight Watchers. Okay, so it'll say Weight Watchers magazine, Weight Watchers. So I could select that and select, and then I could type it in again and get the other one as well. Weight Watchers magazine. Okay, so now it took some people out, but not very many, right? So now I know that I'm only going to show my ad to parents or married people who are male, who are between 25 and 35, who speak English, who are parents married, but they do not like Weight Watchers or Weight Watchers supermarket food. You can get that crazy detailed. Another thing you can do is you can click this button right here that says expand interests. When it may increase link clicks at, like, basically it's like if your ad's doing well, expand interests. So I can't tell you whether or not this will help or hurt your ad. I think it depends on each individual ad. It's a new feature to Facebook, so there's not a lot of data out there on it, but I would just click it just because Facebook has a knack for doing things better than its users, meaning if you can let Facebook optimize for something, let Facebook optimize, okay? And that brings us also down to the placements section. I usually recommend you leave it set to automatic placements. And the reason for this is Facebook is going to figure out where your ad is performing the best, and it's going to let it, it's going to allocate most of that budget to where it's performing best. And when I mean where, it means like where on the internet. So for instance, if we hit edit placements, we can actually choose. So Facebook is going to put your ad on Facebook, right? And this is the feed. This is instant articles. This is in-stream videos. This is right column. This is suggested videos. And then you have Instagram. You have Instagram feed. You have Instagram stories. Okay. Which if you want to do this, you got to upload a very specific type of video. And then you have audience network. This is like if you're on a website or or like CNN, like you're on some sort of website that, like a blog or something, you'll actually see this ad. It's not just Facebook. And then Messenger is people will see it in Messenger, okay, when they're going through their Messenger. Now, here's the thing. You could get all strategic and go, well, I don't think my ad should be on here, right? But the bottom line is Facebook is going to figure that out for you way quicker than you ever could. So just select automatic placements, honestly. Budget and schedule. This is where you'll select how much you're going to spend per day or a lifetime. I would just leave it to per day and let it run until it stops working. And when I say stops working, I mean like it stops getting leads or the lead cost raises to where you need to freshen your ad up. And I'll show you in a minute how easy it is to freshen your ad up. So this one's set to $20 a day. Let's say I was doing 2 ad sets, one male, one female, and I wanted to spend a total of $20 a day. I'd set this one to 10 because we're going to create another one. After that, please leave the bid amount set to automatic. Don't set it to manual. That's super advanced. Just trust me, leave it on automatic. Leave as much things on automatic as you possibly can. Okay, now that right there is it for the ad set level. That's it. Like, that's literally it, right? So now we hit continue, and now we get to actually create our Facebook ad. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to choose our Facebook page that we've been already connected, right? So I'm going to do Gracie Springhill. This is actually a client of mine. It's a jiu-jitsu gym. So I'm going to select that. And on Instagram, if you have an Instagram account selected, you can select it here. If you don't have an Instagram account connected to your Facebook ads or your business manager, it will still put an ad on Instagram. It just won't tie it to an official account. Okay? So scrolling down, now we have to choose the format. I'm going to go through each one of these formats and show you. but I'm going to start with single image, then show you single video, then slideshow, then I'll show you carousel. Don't worry about collection. Just don't even worry about that. So for single image, this is the easiest, simplest one. This is where if we click this, we can upload an image, okay? And it'll create the image for our ad. Now here's something cool. I used to teach that if you go to your client's Facebook page, which you'll, at this point you should have access to, you go and you look on their Facebook page and you try to find good images. You download them to your computer and then you upload them here and you use them for your ad. Well, Facebook, I think, caught on to that process and made it way easier. So if I hit Browse Library, right? If I click Page Images, it automatically loads all the images from the page. How cool is that? Like, this just made our job so much easier, right? Like you can literally, I'm going super slow right now because I'm explaining this to you, but you can literally create an ad in like, oh my God, 5 minutes. So for instance, let's say I want to use this ad. So I'll just click that ad and hit confirm. And what you'll notice here is it'll say ad preview. If you click this button, it's going to give you several options of where to see the ad, like where it basically it replicates where you would see the ad. You want to really stick to mobile newsfeed and desktop newsfeed. So if you click on mobile newsfeed, it'll show you what it's going to look like on the phone. And if you select desktop newsfeed, it'll show you what it's going to look like on the desktop. Now, as you can see here, this guy's head's cut off, right? So if we hover over, you notice how it says crop image? If we click that, we can just move it up and hit done. And it will recrop the image. And now it actually looks a little bit more decent as soon as it loads here. Boom. Okay. But this isn't really a very attractive picture. I would choose something better. So I'd like get rid of this one, and I'd probably choose something like something a little bit more vibrant, like maybe this one. People, it's a little bit more exciting. Obviously, we have to fix that. Let's see here. I don't know what all that white. There we go. Yeah, so that's a little bit better. Okay, so it's got the logo there. Cool. All right. So now, where it says website URL, if we were running a Messenger ad, then it would literally, the only difference is it would just say send a messenger. So if we had selected Messenger, that's all it would really say, and you wouldn't have to enter a website URL, and you would just continue on as normal. So let me just show you. Like, let's say we were going to GracieSpringHill.com, and we wouldn't go to GracieSpringHill.com. We would go to the URL of a funnel that we created if we were going to a website. So we'd create a two-step funnel in ClickFunnels, and we would send the traffic to that page. And we want to make sure that we have our pixel installed on that page, which I'll go over in a different video. And if you don't have your pixel, it will generally give you a warning, but again, we'll cover installing a pixel on another another one. So like sometimes these alerts here can make you a little bit confused, like driving traffic to Messenger, use the Messenger destination. Honestly, we selected traffic, so I don't know why Facebook does that. Like, it's just distracting, but just ignore that. What you want to look for is the thing that says text. And this is your actual copy. So you could say something like, this isn't the actual copy I would use, but I'm just going to type it short. Get a free week of BJJ at Gracie Spring Hill. Click the link to download your free week voucher. So then what happens over here is the copy, as we call it, appears here. Okay, so this is the copy of your ad. And then this is the image. And then we need to do a headline, and this is a call to action. You always want to do something like download your free week voucher, or even better, click here to download your free week voucher. Okay, and then here on the call to action, you can select a variety of different things. If it's send message, you would hit send message. Honestly, learn more is good. I wouldn't select sign up, because sometimes people get weird. They think people are kind of dumb. They think like if they click on an ad on Facebook and they hit sign up, somehow it'll charge their credit card, which that's not possible, but people think that. So I would just hit learn more. And then down here where it says display link, that's basically just if you want to type in, I mean, if you're sending them to a URL, like let's say for instance, it was GracieSpringhill.com/free thing. Whoops. Crap. GracieSpringhill.com/free thing. Okay. But we didn't want that whole URL to show up here, right? So it used to do that, but now so this is optional, the display link. You see, Facebook changes a lot, little minor things, but basically you could actually put in CNN.com here if you wanted, and it would literally say CNN.com here. The only issue with that is if you use a different display link than, whoops, hold on. I don't know, domain.com. Let me type in domain.com. I have my Facebook set up to hide any posts with CNN or Fox News in it, so that's why it hid that, so I can get stuff done. You could literally type in any domain you wanted here, and it would give a different one. You don't want to do that just because sometimes they'll disapprove your ads if you do that. So I would just honestly leave it blank. And then the news feed description is just the text that goes underneath your call to action. So I would say something like, don't delay, get your voucher while they last. And then that'll change this down here. And as it updates, you'll notice, see, boom, okay? And now we have ourselves a Facebook ad. And that's a Facebook ad. Don't worry about URL parameters. You don't need that. Don't worry about any of that other stuff. So if we hit confirm at this point, our ad would be live. People who are male 25 to 35 who live in Tampa, blah, 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 would see this ad. And they would send it to this website, okay? And it's as simple as that, right? Now, if we wanted to do a video ad, we would select video. And we would either upload a video or, once again, this is super cool, we could hit page videos and literally find ourselves, because like they post videos all the time from their gym, so I could find myself a nice video that shows him showing a technique. So let's check out this one and hit select. And now we see, let's play it.
Overhook, underhook. We're going to push on this leg. I'm going to go up on my head and shoulder. Come through. This hand. Boom, I grab
Cool.
the shoulder.
So he shows a cool jiu-jitsu technique. That's a great ad. Now here's the great part. Let's say this ad runs for a month and it works, and then it stops working, meaning people stop responding to it. It gets boring, it gets old, everybody's seen it. All you literally have to do is create the ad again, but choose a different video, maybe change the copy around a little bit, and it'll start working again. It's like the easiest job ever. It's amazing that, it's this easy. It really is. So you can also generate closed captions you can actually literally generate closed captions. I don't think that's really necessary for these type of ads, but it's just a cool thing you can do by clicking that. Now next, we have slideshow. So if we click slideshow, let's say we don't have a video, right? Let's say our client, they've never done a video, but we know that videos work really well. Videos do actually tend to perform better than image ads. So what we would do here is we would hit create slideshow. And what we could do now is we could hit add photos and back to page images. We go back to page images. And this is really cool. You're going to love this. This is amazing. So let's say we select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 images. And we hit confirm. So it loads these 6 images in. Okay. Now, if we click over here to where it says settings, we can do rectangle videos. We can do vertical videos. We can do square videos. I recommend square videos because they take up a large portion of the phone and they get the most engagement in my opinion. So at this point now we can choose, I can hit fade to get a nice, or transition. If I hit none, it does this. But if I hit fade, boom. And yes, it does have music. You can select whatever music you want. Like you can select this one. And then you hit create slideshow. And now, without being a video editor, without being a marketing guru, you've now created a video ad for your client that has music behind it. I mean, I'm sorry, but I think that's amazing. Like, there's never been an easier way to advertise. I'm even teaching this to you now. I've been doing this for years. It still blows my mind how easy it is. So at this point, it'll process this video for a few minutes and then it'll show up here. Okay. And now, again, like the amount of ads you can do is unlimited because there's so much creative tools here. So if I hit play, bam. I mean, we don't need no video guys. We don't need no production team. It's that freaking easy. Now, finally, we have a carousel ad. We can do this one as well. This one's kind of cool because when we use a carousel ad, it gives us the ability to have multiple images or videos, and like basically the user can take their thumb on like mobile, if it was like a mobile view. If they're on mobile, the user can literally swipe back and forth, which creates engagement. The more engaging people are, the more they pay attention to your ads. And so everything I, everything I just showed you, how this works is, like, let's say you wanted 4, you could do 4, but you see these little boxes right here? If I click on 1, right, the exact process that I just showed you, you do here, right? So look, you have your headline, you have your description, you have your destination URL, and you can select an image or you can select a video, right? Headline, description, you enter it in here, and again, you select video. And when you do that, for each one you select, so for each one you select, if I select that one for this one, and I put in a headline, I'll just type whatever, and then I click number 2, again, I can select whatever image, and I can keep doing that as many times as I want, and I can do the same headline. I like to do the same headline. And what happens is people will see, and they'll swipe through, and they'll get a chance to see multiple forms of engagement. And then again, you put your copy, put your copy up here, and they click on each one of these, and that's a really cool engagement kind of thing. So for this, I feel, in my personal opinion, that the ones that do the best are videos, which would be these two, because these are essentially the same. The only difference is this one you upload a video, and this one you create your own video with Facebook's tools. And then carousel works really good. I'm not saying single image doesn't work. It's an old classic, but I find that the more engaged you can get the viewer, the better the ad performs. People like to watch videos, and people like to play with things with their thumb and browse. So watching a video is engaging because the video moves. Playing with something with your thumb and swiping between, being able to swipe between them back and forth is engaging. Staring at a single image that doesn't move is less engaging. But if it's a great image, it can work. The bottom line is they all of them work. It's just some of them are easier to get results for, and that's why you test. You may run, ads for a day to this one, or run ads for 2 or 3 days and split test and run target the same people, but run one with a carousel, one with a single image, one with a slideshow, and just see which performs better. So that's how you create, that's it. That's how you create ads. That's pretty much everything you need to know in terms of what the buttons do. I'm going to show you one more thing. So if we go back to as we started, right? And I'll just go back to the beginning. If we would have selected messages, it's literally the same exact process. There's only one minor difference, and that is messages click to messenger, right? And that's it. And if you click, there's 2 options here. The first option is click to messenger, and basically what that is send people from ads in Facebook, Instagram, or Messenger into Messenger conversations, right? So you'll create both the ad and the message people see in Messenger, right? So you'll actually create an ad where if they message you, your page will have an automatic response. And then sponsored messages send a targeted message to people who have an existing Messenger conversation in your business. So that means if you've already started talking to them, this will send them a message. We don't really use this a lot for local businesses. This is more for pages that have lots of engagement and lots of messages. So I wouldn't really worry about this one too much. This is the one you need to really worry about. And all this is all the same, right? This is all the same. And when you get to the ad, again, it's all literally the same. And you choose a page, all that good stuff. Excuse me. But it's literally the same stuff. Say, literally the same. Call to action, send message, same. So that's Messenger. Finally, the only thing that's actually different is if you choose lead generation, okay? Now, previous to recently, I didn't recommend lead generation because it required kind of some tech setup and some pain in the ass type of stuff to get your client the lead information. But I've actually created a software that connects to this and actually sends it directly to your customer. So it actually now is highly recommended. So that's why I'm going to show this to you. So if I hit set up ad account, I go through here. Again, as far as the ad set level goes, it's all the same. Okay, it's all the same. But let me just. Oh, that's right. So when you run a lead ad for the first time, it'll say, please read and accept Facebook's lead ads terms before creating your ad for this page. So what you'll do there is you'll just hit view terms and hit I agree. And that's it. And then you just select your targeting. So let's go to, excuse me. So let's go here. Again, it's the same process. Here's your, here's your actually, let me choose a different page so I can show you to keep it in context. I'll choose the BJJ page. So we'll do this one. All right. So again, all the same, literally all the same, carousel, single image, single video, slideshow, all the same. The only difference is, and let me just grab our ad here. I'll just type in some randomness. Okay, so here's our ad. And if we scroll down, you'll notice that instead of it asking where do we send the ad, we don't have to ask that, because when they click, learn more, for instance, what's going to happen is down here, it's going to show lead form. Okay, now this is so freaking cool. It's unbelievable. You literally do not have to create a website, a funnel, or anything. You just hit new lead, you just hit new form, and it actually creates it right here. You see this right here? This is your form. See, here's your headline text. Like, for instance, your headline text is, you could edit that to say, get your free week, right? And then enter your info. You could say, enter your info below to get your free week. So they enter their email and their name. You can actually also change the options to include the phone number. And then you hit submit. Now, when you hit submit, it then gives you a thank you page, right? And at this point, we can send the lead information to our client. I will show you in a different video in the ACT framework for setting that up. I'll show you how to actually set that up and connect it and all that good stuff. But I'm just showing you the basics right now. And then also you can hit where it says view website. Like, let's say you gave away a voucher and they enter their name, email, and phone number. They go to this page. They can now click view website, and you can literally take them to, if you wanted to create a website or you wanted to do something as simple as put a page online, like just a picture, a hosted picture that says, like a flyer that says here's your free week or whatever. You can put that right here in the link, and they can hit that and go right to it, or you can hit something like download, and so it says download, and then you can just put it right in there as well. And again, I'll go over some of this in detail. Or you can do call business, which is really cool. You can literally say, give us a call to confirm your free week. Click the blue button below, right? So now, if you don't even want to mess with any of that stuff, you don't want to create any vouchers, like fake little vouchers, because sometimes we'll create a voucher, just a picture of one, and just to make it like, hey, here's your voucher. But we don't even have to do that with this. We can hit call business. We can put in the business phone number, right? And, call now to reserve free, boom. Call now to reserve your free week, and boom. And now they click that button and they can call the business directly. And if they don't call the business, that's okay, because we've sent the business owner the lead information, and we can now have the business owner follow up. Okay. Don't worry about what all these different things do. It's pretty self-explanatory. Like, this is where you type in this stuff. This is where you type in that, et cetera, et cetera. You can use a different image. I don't want to overwhelm you in this video. Just know that this is extremely easy to do. And there's even different types of forms you can do in here. But again, I don't want to overwhelm you. So I will cover in depth how to set up this form right here and set that all up in a different video. So that right there is the basics of what the buttons do. And once again, I know that this can seem a little overwhelming at first, but keep in mind that, I mean, I remember going and getting jobs. I got a job when I was 19 at a mortgage broker office, a mortgage office, and I had to learn their mortgage broker software. And it was way more complicated than this. And so I just remember working my butt off in that office, calling every day, making cold calls, filling out paperwork, really for pennies, because I was a lead or a loan officer, which is like the lowest paid anybody in that industry. And I worked for somebody else. I had to go in when they said, how they said, I had to dress the way they said. And that software I had to learn was much more difficult than learning this. And when I learned this, and I learned what all the buttons did, and I was able to use it, I never had to work for anyone again. So guys, I understand it can be a little frustrating and a little overwhelming at first, but my goodness, it is so worth it. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.